Hi 8th grade. Welcome to week 2, day 2, March 31st. So you're going to always complete your attendance first for the day. Make sure you get that in. I'm going to jump right into your lesson. I put the same 2 links I put yesterday because this lesson is very similar to what you guys did yesterday, which most of you did very well with. So I was very impressed by your progress with this. Nice job. So again, we're continuing to explore two-way tables and find the missing data. Our two-way tables are just going to get somewhat larger in some of our examples moving forward. So instead of having only 2 columns and 2 rows, we might have like 3 columns and 2 rows, or 3 columns and 3 rows. Okay, so we're just expanding our tables in some of our examples. So you have a warm-up here. It's about liking skateboards, not liking skateboards, liking snowmobiles, not liking snowmobiles. So the first question says, how many students like snowmobiles but do not like skateboards? So we would go to the like skateboards, right? Oh no, snowmobiles, I'm sorry. Like snowmobiles, but do not like skateboards. So that would be right here. Like snowmobiles, do not like skateboards. So it would be 25. How many total students like skateboards? So we would go to the skateboard column, total 125. And how many students total were surveyed? That's always our bottom right-hand corner. For those of you that were unsure, I said yesterday, this bottom right-hand corner will be the total amount of people surveyed in the data that you collected. Okay, so quick warm-up. You guys should be able to go over that. Then it goes into finding the missing parts in the two-way table. So we did this yesterday. It's just now our table's a little bit larger. So we're comparing males versus females and the activity that they prefer. So we have jogging, flying kites, and picnic. And then obviously our outside row and our outside column and our outside row is our totals. Okay, so to fill in our blanks, we look here. We have 9 males prefer to jog, 11 females prefer to jog. So the total would simply be adding those 2 numbers. 9 plus 11 gives us a total of 20 people that prefer to jog. Flying kites, similar situation. 4 males prefer to fly kites, and females we have 1. So to find the total, we're going to add 4 plus 1 to give us our 5. Now here we have a blank. So we know that 10 males prefer a picnic, but we don't know how many females. But we do know that the total survey that preferred a picnic was 25. So to figure out this blank, we would do 25 minus 10, and that would give us an answer of 15. Okay, and that makes sense because 10 plus 15 equals 25. So to figure out these totals, we have to just add up our rows. So let's do it. 9 plus 4 is 13, plus another 10 would give us 23. I'm already doing a little mental check in my head. I know that this difference should be what's left here. So 50 minus 23 is 27. Let's make sure that our row adds to that. So we have 11 plus 1 is 12, plus 15 does give us that 27. So I know that this column works out well. 23 plus 27 is 50. And then let's do our bottom row check. 20 plus 5 is 25, plus another 25 gives us 50. So here is our table completely filled out. Remember that this bottom corner tells us that there were 50 people surveyed. Okay, so there are a few different examples within the lesson, and it goes through relative frequency again. If you're still confused on that, I did a whole explanation on it on yesterday's video, so you can always check that out. I'll do one example here, and then I want to just model for you a different kind of relative frequency example. Okay, so the first one I'm going to write is males that prefer to fly kites out of the total. Okay, so if we were asked for what is the relative frequency of males that prefer to fly kites out of the total, we go to the section for males that prefer to fly kites, so that number is 4. And since it says out of the total, we're going to put 4 over 50 because that's the total amount of people surveyed. So we do 4 divided by 50. I'm going to go to my calculator, and we get a quotient of 0.08. And then to make that into a relative frequency, we change our decimal to a percent by either multiplying by 100 or shifting it twice, and we would get a final answer of 8%. So I now know that 8% of the total that were surveyed are males that prefer to fly kites. Okay, so this again was, what's the relative frequency of males that prefer to fly kites? So that was our 4 here, out of the total. The total surveyed is always that bottom corner, which was 50. So we did 4 divided by 50, we got 0.08. We move that decimal twice, and we get our answer of 8%. Now, this is the one that gets a little tricky because you have to pay attention to the way the questions are worded. Okay, so again, we're going to do relative frequency of females that prefer a picnic out of all people that prefer picnic. So notice this question is different, right? It's saying females that prefer a picnic. So that would be this answer right here. Females that prefer a picnic, 15. We can locate that number. But then it doesn't say out of the total. It says out of all people that prefer picnic. So what is the total amount of people that prefer a picnic? The total amount of people that prefer a picnic is 25. So for this example, since it doesn't say out of the total, we're not going to divide 15 by 50. We're going to divide 15 by the total people that prefer a picnic. So it's going to be 15 divided by 25 this time. And I didn't leave myself much room. Okay, so we do 15 divided by 25, and that answer is going to be 0.6. And then if we make that into a percent for the relative frequency, we just move our decimal 2 places, or we multiply it by 100, we put our place value in, and we would get an answer of 60%. Okay, so there will be some questions that come up today where instead of saying out of the total, they will be talking about a particular category. So you have to be just very careful of the wording. Okay, I went through it. I made sure that it was pretty clear what they want you to divide that specific value by. Okay, if it says out of the total, you're always in this bottom corner. If it says out of a certain category, then you want to look at the totals that are on the outside of your table instead. Okay, so that's that. Let me get back into the lesson just to show you what else you have to do. So there's more practice problems. There's a we do. There's a you do. This last you do has that question that I was just going over with you as a number 2. So just make sure you check that one out. I'm going to X out of this. Again, you have those 2 links available to you again just for additional support if needed. You have an extra practice today completed after you've gone through the lesson. Make sure you click send. And then you also have a homework for today, homework number 6. Again, complete it after you've done your lesson in extra practice, and make sure you click send. All right, that's it for today. Hope this helped, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.